Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 31st, 2023. It's a beautiful morning. It's going to be another hot one today. It's about 58 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And we've been working in several places on the property, but one of the places we've been working is in the front of the house, on the north side of the house. But so one of the things we had excess, I'm sorry about the camera here. We had excess leaf material from over here where the living fence is. You can see the comfrey there and some of the curly willows there, and the video isn't about that. But in probably a couple weeks ago, we showed that we started uncovering the fig trees that are in here, and I'll do a video on the fig trees fairly soon. But when we uncovered them, and now remember, last fall we piled up the leaves up over the top here to act as insulation for the fig trees. And then I use the my 4-tine my 4-tine 90-degree angled cultivating fork, and I pulled out leaf material on that side and on this side. So I had it all the way out to about here. And what I did do is I used Mini-Me, the Kubota B2601 tractor with the small Land Pride grapple on it. And I took multiple loads of the leaf material there because we don't need that as mulch on the front side where we just were. But I wanted to have that as some of the biomass to break down underneath the compost, because I want to conserve as much of our compost as possible for an area on the front of the house. So we have the herb garden that we're modifying, and we're just making it a little bit easier to maintain over time, the front of the house. And it's the first thing that people see when they come down. They usually notice all the statues. But the vinyl siding on the house, which someday I'm going to change, had lots of algae on the north side of the house. So we're coming around here to the north side of the house. And so we used some chlorine, what they call it, 30-second cleaner, to go ahead and clean off the vinyl siding. I still have more work to do with that, but we really wanted to work on this area here. So I took the grapple and I brought all the leaf material all over into this area here. Now we've got the thyme and some of my brother's irises over here, a couple of hostas, and some oregano over there as well. But this area had a big tarp on it for the last couple of years. And so we cleaned off the north face of the house there. And we purchased some Japanese maple trees. And we decided we're going to decorate the front of this because I just haven't gotten to it. There'll be more hardscape work done in the future. So what I did do was I used Mini-Me with the grapple, and I brought all the leaf material here. And it was a little bit higher than the top of these Japanese maples here. And then I use Elan, the Takushi TB290 excavator, to compress and pack all the leaves down. There's a lot of potential airspace in those leaves. Then I use the Hulk, the Takushi TL12V2 track loader, went out back and started getting our compost. And when I'm saying compost, it is composted material. I call it decomposing material because it isn't thermophilically activated. In other words, I'm not maintaining the temperatures at the optimal range, and therefore it isn't killing weed seeds and it wouldn't kill pathogens. But this is all organic material, so I'm not worried about pathogens at all in here. But there will be tons of weed seeds. I'm sorry about my camera gimbal here making that noise. So I took that material and started bringing that up here. Then I used Elan again, the excavator, to compact this down and move it around so you could see in the back there it's all one level. And I've got some more rocks to pick up today. And then I went back and got the track loader again and put some mounds where each one of the trees will be, because all of these areas will settle. All of that leaf material, which was a few feet high, compacted down to about 8 inches high, that's all going to break down, and it's going to be great organic feeding material for all the earthworms and the microorganisms. So yesterday, Thea and I went for a little road trip, and we purchased some just plain Jane hostas and some fiddlehead ferns that we're going to put back here in the background area. So we're going to have a couple of rows of hostas back here. It'll take a couple of years for them to really get big. And then I'll probably have like a small circle of fiddlehead ferns right up in that area. Now this is the north side of the house. That's why there's only one window on, because it's a passive solar home. There's only one window over our kitchen sink there. So I'm going to pick up the rest of the rocks that I can see around here. Then I'm going to get mini-me with just the standard non-bolted on cutting edge on the bucket. And I'm going to go out and get some of the mulch. And I'm going to lay the mulch down, at least down in the back area here. This section here where we want to get the hostas in and the fiddlehead ferns in. All of this stuff is going to settle some. And I still haven't cleaned up the concrete yet. I'll pressure wash this and clean this all off at some point in time. But it's trying to give us one more place where we can sit down that's close. We can just come out and relax, which unfortunately we just don't have the tendency to do. But if we create these little paradises and maintain them, hopefully that will work out. So that's what I'm going to do, is do a little bit more work here. So this is really several days of, sorry about the gimbal making noise there, several days of coming back and forth and doing these different processes and all. So I'm going to go ahead, pick up some rocks, get some of the mulch, and get started here. So here we go. Well, it's lunchtime. Thea and I just got done working on the area. Oh, honey!
Hi, everybody. We did it. Woohoo!
So we got the mulch in. We got the hostas in, along with the ones that we had previously. I divided a few other hostas up along the side. We transplanted the irises, but the whole area got mulched. All the plants got put in the ground. The plants that needed dividing pretty much got divided. We'll see how well our ferns do in this spot. They got beat up a little bit, but you know, they'll come back typically. And so pretty happy with how everything has turned out so far. And we remulched this area over here, so everybody's gonna have a little bit of a shock as a result, but I think it'll turn out pretty nicely in the long run. So that's it. So if I did put some video footage, time lapse of us doing the work here, the soundtrack that you hear is the recording that I made over the last 24 hours down by the canal by the lower Beaver Pond, lower Beaver Dam. So I made some recordings, and so there's like 24 hours worth of recording. We won't speed that up. So we got this job done. It's getting hot. It's very dry here, but the plants are watered and we're set. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. If you found this video of value, we'd appreciate a thumbs up and share it if you'd like. Don't forget our website is mindfullivingsanctuary.com. And there you can link to our YouTube channel from there as well. Thanks so much for watching, folks, and have a safe and great day. Bye-bye now.